There's a rope and there's a room behind it, and it's the same music. Spent about 3 years on my late 20s trying to get past ropes. Got past a few, sat in the rooms, ordered the expensive thing. The room is smaller and quieter, and the drinks are worse value. That's it, that's the whole report from behind the rope. Nobody tells you because everybody who gets in has to justify it. I'm telling you, it's a smaller room with the same song playing. What's actually behind the rope is other people who want it in, which is fine, they're people, some of them are great. But nobody in there's having a better night than the floor. The floor is having the night, the floor always was. I go to the floor now, I'm 44, I look ridiculous. Best 2 hours a month, every single month. Rope up, room small, same track, nothing on the other side worth the reach. Not a scene and not a snub, just a floor that's actually good. Past the rope is a smaller room with the same music. Everything I climbed toward at 28 was a booth. Nobody behind it is dancing and everybody on the floor is based beneath the whole building, shaking the board. Skip the rope entirely and go where the sound lands. That's the only entry that matters. Sub slams low through a packed floor, low and even front to door. Feel the whole room stop keeping score. Ran into a guy I used to try to impress in the crowd. He's my age now, and we both laughed about the ropes. He said he spent $11,000 over 4 years on tables at places he can't remember the names of. I said I'd probably spend 5, and we agreed it was a tuition. Neither of us regrets it exactly, we just don't do it now. And if you're 26 and working on getting past one, go ahead, get past it, you have to see it to stop wanting it. Just don't spend 4 years on it, because the room doesn't change. Take the tuition, look around and then go back out to the floor. The floor was always the room, that's a joke. Rope on the left, floor straight ahead. Everything I chased for years was a smaller version of this. Nobody in the booth or the bass, in the force, in the force. Space beneath the whole crowd, honest and huge. Walk past the rope and get down where it's loud. That's the only rule. Same music, better floor. I'll be there again in March. Same music, better floor. I'll be there again in March. And don't call twice, that's not pride, that's arithmetic. Spend my 20s falling up and falling up again. 30 mil for a text, the light rewrite of the same math. Told myself it was persistence, it was mostly hoping. Nothing I ever got in my life came from the fourth message. Not one thing I checked, I actually went back and checked. Everything good arrived on the first, that's good, not at all. So I stopped at one clear ass then silent. And the strangest thing happened, which is that it worked better. Not because of some psychology, but seeming unavailability. I stopped spending 11 hours a week on dead ends, and I put those hours into new asks instead of old ones. That's it, that's the whole mechanism. It's not mystical. One ask clear turns in quiet. Nothing about it, playing a game. Not a tactic and not a test, just a woman in who count the hours. Never message open right now. Close it, not because it's undignified, because it's expensive. Count the hours you spent on people who already answered by not answering. Put those hours into a first ask somewhere new. That's not confidence, that's just better math. Chasing nobody, warm to everybody who returns everything. I stop following freedom an entire day. Nobody's been offended and several people came back. Space beneath the whole calendar, quiet and clear. One ask and let it go completely. That's the only pride that pays. That's the only pride that pays. I asked once, if it comes back, it comes back. Comes back. Comes back. I didn't raise my voice, I just didn't move. He asked me 3 times if I did waste. That's a technique and it works on most people. It works because saying no 4 times feels aggressive, and most of us would rather agree than feel aggressive. I said the same 11 words each time in the same tone. By the 4th point I understood and we moved on. The trick isn't a better, no, it's the same. No repeated flat, no new reasons, no escalation, no apology added. Reasons invite negotiation. Every new reason is a door. So you give one or none and then you just repeat. It's boring, which is exactly why it works. Nobody can argue with a world that isn't angry. Same words, same tone, same face. Enough about it getting louder. Not a fight and not a favor, just a sentence that doesn't change. The quiet no, Peter without heat. Everything he tried was a door and I didn't open one. Nobody can push against a thing that isn't pushing back. Base beneath the table level and a move. Say it once, say it identically, and don't decorate it. That's the only wall I've ever built up. I'm slow through a still room, low and steady holding room. Feel the hole, that's loose, that's groom. Feel the hole, that's loose, that's groom. Yeah, the whole ass loses groom. We work together fine now, which surprises people because they assume my heart no damage is the relationship. It's the opposite, the wobble and no damages. He knows exactly where I am, which makes me easy to work with. Nobody has to guess, nobody's testing me. Clarity just doesn't feel like one. And if somebody's asking you the same thing for ways, they're not confused, they're waiting for a softer version. Don't produce one, say the identical sentence again. It'll feel rude for 9 seconds and then it'll be over and they'll respect you more, which is annoying but true. No, say quietly 4 times unchanged. Everything he built to move me met the same flat answer. Nobody was insulted and nobody was confused. Base beneath the boardroom, calm and immovable. Same words, same voice, and then let the room continue. That's the only strength I need. effort, constant injury. Hurt my knee twice and my back once, ain't called it commitment. At 43 I train 4 days and I sleep 8 hours. Slower on paper in every measurable way except the mile. Because the mile isn't the engine, it's the driving. Nobody believes this until it happens to them personally. Everybody thinks it's a straight decline from about 28. It's not a line, it's a curve with a very long middle. The middle is where knowledge finally overtakes recovery. That window is roughly 38 to 50 something. And I'm always nobody uses, everybody's already quit. 4 days, real sleep, actual plan. Nothing about it heroic. Not a comeback and not a fight. Just a man who finally read the book. 40 and faster, which nobody expects. Everything I lost in recovery, I gained it. Knowing how nobody trained smart at 25 and everybody could pace beneath the track surface, steady and hard. Jump forwards and sleep like it's part of the work. That's the only edge that rides legs up, thumb slow with an even stride. Low and matching, nothing too high. Feel the whole curve turn to tide. Guy at the track is 56 and he beats me on hills. Been running since 1994 without a serious injury. I asked him how and he said I stopped when it's stupid to continue. That's it, that's the entire technique. 30 years of it, he'll be running at 70. I'll be trying to keep up. That's who I'm training to become, not 25 him. And if you decided your body's best decade is behind you, check whether you ever actually train well or just hard. Most people never train well, they just train young. Well, beats young for about 15 years in the middle. You might be in that window right now, go find out. Faster at 40, later than I planned. Everything the engine lost, the driving took right back. Nobody warned me the good years were the ones that took patience. Face beneath the running shoe, level and long. 4 days, 8 hours, 30 more years. That's the only race I'm running. Beat my 25-year-old time in April, told nobody. Half the things I know, nobody knows I know. manipulative event. I've seen it, people who collect things about you and let you feel the weight. That's not discretion, that's inventory, and everyone can smell it. Breathe discretion looks like forgetting. It should look like forgetting. The person should walk away unsure whether you even registered it. That's a standard, anything else is just a quieter kind of gossip.
And if somebody tells you something heavy on a Thursday, the correct thing to do with it is nothing forever. Don't reference it later to show that you remember. Don't check in about it in a way that shows you're holding it. Just be normal, being normal is the entire game. Discretion held without a single withdrawal. Everything anybody's ever told me is exactly where they left it. Nobody's ever been surprised by what I passed along. Base beneath the hallway, quiet and sure. Hear it, keep it, like you forgot. That's the home I'll always be in. She told me something in 2 minutes and 11. Nobody's heard it, nobody will.
If you have to explain, everything I own is one notch quieter than I can afford. That's a deliberate setting and it took me years to find it. One notch under is where people relax around you. 2 notches under looks like you're making a point. Anything over looks like you're asking a question. It's a narrow band and I live in it on purpose. My mother had this instinct and never named it. Nicest woman at every party and nobody could tell you why. She wore the same 4 things for a decade and they were right. Never once talked about anything she owned. People felt calm around her and they thought it was her nature. It was a decision I watched her make and she never said so. One notch down, no label showing nothing about it, announcing itself. Not a hiding, not a humble, just a saying I chose and kept. Understated, exactly 1 notch below. Everything I own could be louder and it isn't. Nobody's uncomfortable and nobody's impressed. Bass beneath the room, so warm and level by. Well, wear it quiet, never mention it. That's the only taste I trust. Sub hums low through an easy room, low and soft, plenty of room. Feel the whole evening lose its gloom. There's a version of this that's smug and I've met it. People who are loud about how quiet their things are. That's just the same disease with a different accent. The actual thing is that you stop thinking about it entirely. You get dressed in 4 minutes and you don't check the mirror twice. That's the destination, not a philosophy, just 4 minutes. And if you're building a wardrobe or a house or a life, set it 1 notch below what you could get away with. You'll spend less, you'll worry less, and people will sit down faster. Nobody has ever relaxed in a room that was showing off. Comfort is the actual luxury. Everything else is a costume. Stated under, never once explained. Everything expensive here isn't this one of almost everyone. Nobody's counting and nobody's competing in my kitchen. Bass beneath the dining chairs, unhurried and low. 1 notch down, 4 minutes to dress, no mirror. That's the only elegance that lasts. Nobody asked about anything tonight. Perfect evening. I've been avoiding it for 2 years. Rehearsed it in the car for about 40 minutes beforehand. Every version I practiced was softer than the last one. Then I sat down across from him and said the actual thing. Took 11 minutes, including the part where neither of us spoke. 2 years of
protecting him, which is what I told myself was protecting me from watching his face change. That's a completely reasonable thing to want, and it costs a fortune. He'd been operating on wrong information for 2 years because of me. That's not kindness. Kindness would have been 11 minutes and 22. I owe him those 2 years, and I can't give them back. Sit down, say it plain, then stop talking. Nothing about it needs a runway, not a speech and not an ambush, just a sentence and then the silence. The hard conversation, 11 minutes long. Everything I was protecting was me, and I knew it. Nobody's ever been hurt by being told the truth on time. Face beneath the kitchen table, low and steady. Say it early, say it once, and then be quiet. That's the only mercy I can actually offer. Love hums slow through a room, gone still low and honest, holding on till feel the whole 2 years lose their way. He was angry for about a month, which is fair and correct. Then he called me in November and thanked me, which I didn't expect. Said the worst part wasn't the news, it was realizing I'd known. And then the second worst part was realizing he'd sensed it. People always sense it, that's the thing nobody tells you. They just don't know what it is, so they assume it's them. And then there's a conversation you've been carrying for a year. Time it, it's about 11 minutes, almost all of them are. You're not comparing the conversation to nothing. You're comparing it to another year of them sensing something. 11 minutes is cheaper, it's always cheaper. Conversation hard and finally had everything I've been, I feel, but it happened then and it was survivable. Nobody died and the friendship is better than it was. Space beneath the front door, quiet and clear. 11 minutes against another year of the dread. That's the only trade I'd make again. 11 minutes, 2 years too late. Still worth it.
Standing at the bar, 90 seconds, then the rest of the day. No chair, no cup with my name on it, no app. Walking naughty, starts pulling before I finish nodding. 90 seconds standing up and then I'm out the door. Running in room and it ruined me for every else. Everybody here sits for 40 minutes with a laptop, which is fine, it's just a different beverage at that point. The whole ritual is about the day starting, not the coffee. Coffee's instant on, it's a punctuation that matters. Standing up means it ends, sitting down means it might not. I've got a battle and the small things adding cleanly like that. They're most of what keeps a week from turning into a smear. Nobody teaches you that you find it around 35. Stand up, drink hot, not once, nothing about it takes a decision. Not a habit and not a fake, just a line drawn up the morning. Espresso and consequences, I'll take a stand in. Everything I decide today gets decided after this. Nobody sits down for the thing that starts the day. Base beneath the tile floor, tight and quick. 90 seconds and now into whatever's coming. That's the only ceremony I keep. Some cracks blow through a steaming bar, low and sharp and never fall. Feel the whole day take its mark. Guy behind the counter has never learned my name. 11 years I've never learned his either, honestly. We nod, he pulls, I pay in coins, I leave. Best relationship in my week by several measures. Nothing owed, nothing expected. Entirely reliable, there should be a word for that, and there isn't. And if your morning is a slow leak into your afternoon, find one thing that takes 90 seconds and ends. Not a routine
calling me, promising it was the best year of my career. Promising is a word they only use on the young. It sounds like a compliment and it functions as a delay. 12 years of promising, and then one day it stopped. Nobody announced it, the word just wasn't there anymore. What replaced it was better. They started saying shalom. That's the whole transition, and it happened in about a year. The great came in around the same time, which helped, which is unfair, and which I have decided to use. Men get distinguished, women get a decision to make. I made mine, and I'm not gonna defend it. Some days I think about the money I'm not spending on it, and I feel genuinely rich. That's not nothing. Word change, room change, tone change. Nothing about my work was different. Not a promotion and not a shift, just a decade. Finally reading as a decade. Gray at the temple. Gray, gray, gray. Gray, gray, gray. Gray at the temple. Gray, gray, gray. Gray, gray, gray. Gray at the temple's doing what it does. Everything I couldn't get with proof, I got with time. Nobody calls me promising it, I'll miss it. Family put through the boardroom, cool and certain. Letting it hard, got nothing to the arguing. That's the only tip that I ever got. Sub rolls low through a quiet floor. Low and steady, sure of the score. Feel the room stop asking for more. Young woman on my team asked me if she should cover her. She's 34 and it came in early like a mother's. I told her the truth, which is that it's not a fair question. Either answer costs or something, and neither is wrong. Then I told her what I actually do about it, which is nothing. So it's hers. I just wanted her to have both answers. And if you're in the provinces and they're going long, it ends not because you prove something, because time passes. That's infuriating and it's also a relief. You don't have to earn your way out of it, you wage out. Keep working, the word changes on its own. Temple's going quietly and openly. Everything I couldn't argue, the mirror argues for me. Nobody's calling me new, no, nobody's calling me late. Face beneath the elevator, patient and go. Let it come in and let the room adjust. That's the only leverage that's free. Nobody said promising in 4 years good. Pray, pray. Pray, 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 you'll betray us. Pray, pray. Pray, 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 pray. Same suit for weddings and funerals. That's the point of a good one. Charcoal, single-breasted, nothing about it interesting, bought it 36 after wearing a bad one to my uncle's funeral. Felt like a kid in that bad one in front of my whole family. Said never again and I meant it, and I saved for 4 months. This one I've worn to 11 weddings and 6 funerals. Nobody has ever commented on it, that's exactly right. A good dark suit isn't supposed to be noticed at all. It's supposed to remove one variable from a hard day. You don't wanna be thinking about your sleeves at a funeral. You wanna be thinking about the person or nothing. That suit's whole job is to disappear and let you be present. That's a strange kind of luxury, and it's the only kind I buy. Dark cloth, plain cut, no detail. Nothing about it says a word. Not a statement and not a shield. Just one less thing to manage. Charcoal suit hanging by the door. Everything hard that happens, I've got something to wear. Nobody notices and nobody's supposed to. Face beneath the church floor, low and grave. On one good dark thing and never think about it again. That's the only preparation that matters. Sub hums low through a full pew. Low and quiet seeing you through the whole day. Carry you, feel it the whole day. Carry you. Word to my fathers in March and I was grateful for it. Not emotionally, practically, then I didn't think about it. Stood up to speak and my hands were shaking badly, but my sleeves were right, and that was one last thing. It sounds shallow, it isn't. Ask anyone who's spoken That's the whole service it performs.
Suit and charcoal, ready in the dark. Everything it does for me, it does by being invisible. Nobody's ever complimented in 9 years. Space beneath the cemetery road, steady and low. By the plane, one early and let it wait for you. That's the only thing I keep pressed. It's back on the hook. It'll be there next time. It'll be there next time. Tell me Partnership from when we were both 31 and broke. Built something real, then it stopped being the thing either of us wanted. Neither of us did anything wrong, which is somehow harder. 6 months of both of us knowing and neither of us saying. Then a Wednesday in a coffee place near his apartment, he said, I think we're done. And I said, yeah.
And that was it.
We could have done it long, people do it long. 6 weeks of lawyers, itemized grievances, a spreadsheet of blame. We'd have both been right about several things and we'd never have spoken again, which was the actual cut. So we did it short, split it down the middle, signed in April. Have dinner about twice a year, now both of us are fine. One sentence, no list, no ledger, nothing about any detail. Not a fight and not a truce, just two people being honest fast. The short goodbye, 90 seconds and a handshake. Everything we could have argued, we let go on purpose. Nobody won anything, nobody lost a friend. Place beneath the coffee shop, warm and even ended clean. While there's still something worth keeping, that's the only way I know to leave. Sub hums low through an afternoon, low and easy ending soon. Feel the whole decade change its tune. My lawyer was furious, said I left money on the table, I did roughly the price of a car. If I'm being accurate, cheapest car I ever bought, I pay it again tomorrow. 12 years to somebody who knew me at 31. There's no market rate for that, there's no line item. He came to my father's funeral, that's the return. And if something is ending and you can feel it ending, ask what you're trying to win and what it costs to win it. Sometimes the answer is money, and sometimes it's a person. You can usually keep one, choose on purpose, not by drift, and most people drift. And they're right and alone. Goodbye, kept short, closing a booth. Everything I gave up, I traded for a but understood it, and I don't need them to. Face beneath the table, quiet and warm. Say the sentence, split it fair and shake his hand. That's the only entry Dinner in November, 12 years still counts for something. "1968, my grandfather's ill, loses 4 minutes awake. Guy across the table has one that costs 11 times mine. He mentioned it in the first 4 minutes, which told me a lot. Mine is scratched and slow, and I have never once mentioned it. He kept looking at it though, which is the part I enjoy, because he can't place it, and it isn't the Britney tracks. And I know it is doing more work than the thing itself. I don't wear it as strategy, I want to be clear. I wear it because my grandfather wore it for 40 years, and it was on his wrist like that, I'll take. But the reason is the photographs. Ultra, slow hands, no logo, nothing about it. Asking anything, not a flex and not a hide. Just a man who was here before me. Oh, watch, new deal. Same table, every birthday you signaling. I'm not answering. Nobody can price a thing that can't identify base beneath the burrow. And I'm bought. We're the one that came from somebody and say nothing. That's the only jewelry that works. That's the only jewelry that works. Sub hums low through a long glass room. Low and steady, no need to prove. For the whole table, lose the groove. Deal closed at 4 and he asked me about it in the elevator. I said it was my grandfather's and that was the whole answer. He got quiet, not defeated, quiet in a different way. Told me his father had one and he doesn't know where it went. That's not a win, that's just a real thing between two men. We had a drink after bed, a conversation and the meeting. And if you got something old from somebody who's gone, wear it, use it, don't put it in a drawer for safekeeping. The scratches are the point, adding your own is the point. Uppets and drawers, stop being objects and become sadness, take it out. It was made to be on a rail. New deal, old, watch 4 minutes slow. Everything expensive in that room was trying to be seen. Nobody could read mine and that was the whole advantage. Base beneath the elevator, quiet and sure we're the inherited thing and let it stay unexplained. That's the only asset I didn't buy. I'm not getting it fixed. Still 4 minutes slow, I'm not getting it fixed. Still 4 minutes slow, I'm not getting it fixed. Still 4 minutes slow, I'm not getting it fixed. One, please, yes, just wanna know. I'm not waiting for anybody. The host always pauses. Every restaurant, every city. It's not rude, it's just that the system expects a pair. I used to fill the pause with a story about a kid's friend. Now I let it sit there for the half second it takes. He recovers, he seats me, and the evening is excellent. The pause is his problem, it took me years to hand it back. The phone on the table, that's the rule, and it's the whole rule. The phone turns dinner alone into waiting, which is different. Bring a book if you need one, but most they just eat or the thing you actually want instead of the shareable thing. Talk to the bartender or don't, either is fine. This is the most reliably good evening available to anyone. One seat, full order, no screen, nothing about it requires company. Not a sadness and not a stand, just a woman having dinner. Table for one and the wine list in my hand. Everything I order tonight, I order for myself. Nobody's compromising and nobody's performing. Base beneath the dining room, warm and low. Take the good table and eat like you mean it. That's the only date I never cancel. Sub rolls low through a candlelit floor. Low and easy asking for more. Feel the whole evening, close the door. A woman about 70 does this at the place near me. Same night, glass of red, always a fish, always alone. I've watched her for 2 years and I've never spoken to her. She's the most self-contained person I've ever seen in a room. I want that at 70, I'm practicing now. That's genuinely why I started. I saw her and I wanted it. And if you're never eating dinner alone at a real restaurant, do it once without the phone and order 3 courses. First 15 minutes are uncomfortable and then
the only company I need. Just one yes and a flash. No words, never. It's been 14 years of a night. Guy runs a shop on the corner, and we have never spoken. Not once, not a full sentence. In 14 years of mornings, he nods when I pass. I nod back, that's the entire relationship. When my father died, he nodded a little longer. That's how I know he knew I did him. Somebody must have, or he just read it on me. That was more comforting than about 9 actual conversations. There's a whole layer of a city that runs on this. The bus driver, the woman at the dry cleaner, or the guy with the dog. None of them know my name, and all of them would notice if I stop walking past. That's a kind of safety net. Nobody talks about because it doesn't look like anything. It looks like nothing. It's actually infrastructure. Eyes up, chin down, keep walking. Nothing about it costs a second. Not a friendship and not a hello. Just two people confirming the street. They're not given once every single morning. Everything I know about that man is what his face does at 8. Nobody's asked a question, then nobody's answered. Face beneath the sidewalk, warm and constant. Look up, nod once and keep going, going. That's the only greeting I've kept. Sub hums low through a block at dawn. Low and steady, moving on. Feel the whole street acknowledge. He was closed for 3 weeks last winter, and I noticed hard word about him in the way I couldn't have justified out loud. He came back in February with a cane and a slow work nod, and I held it a little longer the way he had. Neither of us said anything that they needed to say. That's 14 years of communication with no vocabulary at all. And if you walk past the same people every day without speaking, you're not being cold and you don't need to fix it. Just look up, just nod, that's already a relationship. Most cities are held together by people who never introduce themselves. Be one of them, they cost nothing and it holds a lot. Not return, held a half second longer. Everything we've never said is somehow entirely understood. Nobody's exchanged a name and nobody needs to face beneath the storefront. Quiet and warm, same corner, same hour, same silent agreement. That's the only neighbor I ever kept. He nodded this morning, slower, but he nodded. I did the math on paper at 2 in the morning. It was worse than I thought. Everybody knows roughly, nobody knows exactly. That's the arrangement we make with ourselves, and it holds for years. I broke it on a Tuesday because I couldn't sleep. Wrote down every drink for the previous month from memory, which is already an undercount. And I knew that while writing in the number was bad, not catastrophic, bad enough to matter. I didn't quit, I wanna be honest about that. I cut it roughly in half and I told 2 people. Told my wife and told a friend who'd been through worse. The telling was the hard part, the cutting was mechanical laughter. Anybody who says the drinking is the problem is half right. The not saying is the other half, and it's the heavier one. Real count, plain paper, no defense. Nothing about it gets rounded down. Not a bottom and not a vowel. I could take that night.
Sub hums low through a house of sleep. Low and honest running deep, deep. Feel the whole home month refuse to keep. 4 years on and it's a glass on Fridays and that's it. Not because I'm strong, because I count now out loud weekly. My wife asks on Sundays and I answer accurately. That sounds humiliating, it's the opposite. It's the whole system. Anything I have to say out loud to someone stays small.
Everything I keep to myself grows every single time. And if you know roughly and you don't wanna know exactly, that gap is where it lives. The gap is the entire problem. You don't have to quit tonight, you have to count tonight. Then tell one person the number, that's all. That's the whole last. The number will move once somebody else can see it. Aromatic and bourbon checked every Sunday. Everything I hid from myself I hand to somebody now. Nobody's policing me, and that's exactly why it works. Bass beneath the countertop, steady and plain, count it honestly and say it to one person. That's the only sobriety I trust. Friday's glass is still Friday, Sunday I say. Friday's glass is still Friday, Sunday I say. The number.
I wore a sling jacket to both events. Somebody noticed. Nothing happened.
There's a fear that lives in people about repeating an outfit. It's most imaginary and it costs a genuinely enormous amount. I did the math once for a year on clothes I bought for single events. It was more than my car payment for fabric I wore one time. Stopped completely at 38 and nothing bad happened. Not one thing, nobody said a word, not one word ever. Photographs of the kiss. There's a cast of people giving it's a real one. Same jacket and 3 photos across a year. Fine, it's fine. Nobody looks at your photos as closely as you do. Nobody looks at anything as closely as you do. That's the whole duration and it's slightly insulting. You are not being watched, go be free with that. Same code, second time, same room. Nothing about it worth a thought. Not a stand and not a son, just a man who likes his jacket. Wear it twice and then wear it 11 more times. Everything I bought for one night is gone and I can't picture it. Nobody remembers what anybody wore and everybody assumes they do. Face beneath the coat check, warm and easy. Find the good one and wear it until it's yours. That's the only closet I want. Sub hums low through a lobby floor, low and steady, nothing more. Feel the whole world relieve the door. My friend Anna wears the same green dress to everything. 14 years, it's become a thing. People love about her and it's dressed in 3 wedding photos and 2 funerals. She looks better in it every year and she spends nothing. Whole rooms light up when she walks in, partly because of it. Repetition became identity. That's the version nobody expects. And if you're about to buy something for a single evening, ask whether you wear it 11 more times. Honestly, if the answer's no, wear the thing you already own. Nobody is keeping the ledger. You think they're keeping, there is no ledger. There has never
been a ledger. Twice and then 12 times, same good code. Everything I stopped buying gave me back a room in my head. Nobody's noticed in 6 years, and I checked space beneath the entryway. Patient and worn, same one again and again until it's mine. That's the only wardrobe that ever worked. Same jacket in March, same jacket in June. Nobody said anything. It wrinkles immediately, that's the entire point. People violin, they iron it, they hang it carefully. That's like buying a dog and being upset that it barks. It creases in about 90 seconds and then it stays creased, and then it looks correct for the rest of the day. The wrinkle is the material telling you it's doing its job. Fighting it is just not understanding what you buy. There's a whole personality in how a man handles that. Some guys can't stand it and they go back to synthetic. Cooler in theory, hotter in practice, wrinkle free and miserable. Some guys put on linen and immediately relax about the wrinkles of the day, about several other things. It's not the shirt, but it's a little bit the shirt. Close crease, shoulders down, no iron. Nothing about it staying sharp. Not a slouch and not a shrug. Just a man who stopped fighting fabric. Linen in August, wrinkled by 9 in the morning. Everything about it stops shining, gets better for it. Nobody looks pressed in this heat and nobody should. Base beneath the terrace floor, warm and slow. Put it on, let it crease and stop touching it. That's the only comfort I insist on. Sub rolls low through a shaded street, low and easy in the heat. Feel the whole afternoon complete. My grandfather wore it every summer in the country with no air conditioning. 1,000 photographs and it's wrinkled in every single one. He looked completely at ease in a way I'm still working toward. It wasn't the linen, it wasn't not minding. The linen was just what the not minding was visible. That's why I wear it, I'm practicing the not minding. And if you've been ironing something that's designed to wrinkle, ask what else in your life you're pressing that's meant to move. Some things are supposed to look lived in by 10 in the morning. A shirt, a house, a Saturday, a face. Let them crease. The creasing was the feature. August, linen ruined by noon incorrect. Everything I stopped smoothing out, started looking right. Nobody's pressed today and everybody's comfortable. Face beneath the cafe chair, unhurried and low. Wear the thing that wrinkles and then leave it alone. That's the only summer I want. That's the only summer I want. Wrinkled by 9, comfortable until midnight. My phone is on silent from 7 to 9. It has been for 4 years. I used to answer everything within about 90 seconds. That was a reputation and I was proud of it for years. It also meant that every person poor planning became my evening. Nobody was doing it maliciously, that's what makes it hard. They were just using the fastest available resource, which wasn't me. Anybody I would, that's not a character flaw, it's physics. Yeah.
7 o'clock, screen down, done. Nothing about it needs a nonsense. Not a policy and not a stand. Just a phone that stops at 7. Nobody's emergency. And I checked for 4 years. Everything that felt urgent, that it was fine at 9 in the morning. Nobody's ever needed me at the hour they said they did. Face beneath the living room, warm and unbothered. Put her face down to 7 and go be somewhere. That's the only boundary that has. Sub hums low through a quiet flat, low and easy ending that. Feel the whole evening take it back. The first month people were annoyed and they said so. Second month they adjusted and started planning slightly better. Third month nobody remembered that it had ever been different. That's the whole arc, 3 months. Everybody survives. The thing you're afraid will damage everything is a 3-month adjustment. And then it's just how it is, and nobody discusses it. And if you're the fastest person in your company or your family, that isn't a virtue, that's a role, and roles can be changed. Take speed away and watch how quickly people plan better. They're not lazy, you were just faster than planning. Slow down once and the whole system adjusts around you. Emergency. Nobody's 4 years running. Everything I stopped catching, somebody else caught fire. Nobody collapsed and I got 1100 evenings. Space beneath the kitchen counter, quiet and clear. 7 o'clock, face down and go live somewhere. That's the only hour I defend. 4 years, 0 emergencies. I keep checking. They offered me almost double I stayed. Here's the honest reason. It wasn't loyalty, which is what I let people assume. It was that I did the actual math on the whole package. The money was better and the hours were worse by about 15 hours a week for 11 years. It's most of a childhood, my daughter's 9. That's the calculation, that's all it was. I didn't turn down money, I got hours of money. Everybody frames these as character decisions, and they're not. They're arithmetic decisions with the units set correctly. The mistake people make is running the math in dollars only. Run it in hours, then in Saturdays, then in specific phases. The answer changes completely and it changes fast. Nothing noble about it, I just used to write units. Offer and math, run, answer clear. Nothing about it a sacrifice, not a virtue and not a loss, just a price I wasn't paying. Better offer, and I ran the numbers properly. Everything they added in salary, they took in Saturdays. Nobody calls it a trade, and it's always a trade. Face beneath the home office floor, warm and low. Count it in hours before you count it in money. That's the only calculation I trust. Sub hums low through a house at 6. Low and steady, nothing to fix. Feel the whole evening stay unmixed. Told my boss the number and he couldn't match it, which was honest. He said I take it and I said you have a 19-year-old. He got it immediately, different point in the curve, different answer. I'll probably take a version of that offer when she's 18. The offer isn't wrong, the timing is wrong. Those are different. Most bad decisions are good decisions that arrive on the wrong Tuesday. And if you're looking at something that's more money and more hours, converting every dollar into a specific evening you won't have. Not time in the abstract, an actual Tuesday in an action November. Then decide you might still take it, and that's fine. Just don't take it because you only counted one column. Offer that was better, decline with the math showing everything they were paying for was already spoken for. Nobody understood it and I stopped explaining after a while. Base beneath the kitchen table where the numbers got run. Convert the money into Saturdays and then decide. That's the only ledger that's honest. She's 99 years, I'll take that call.
this one. Worked as summer framing houses. When I was 19, there was a guy who moved constantly and made a lot of noise. And a guy in his 60s who looked like he was barely working. The old man did about the same volume with a third of the motion. And nothing he built ever came back, not once in a decade. Took me the whole summer to understand what I was watching. He measured twice, which everybody says, but he measured slowly. He stopped and looked at a thing for 4 or 5 seconds. The young guy would have cut it 3 times in those seconds. 2 of them wrong, that's the whole difference in one sentence. Speed is emotion that took me another decade to actually apply. I still catch myself moving instead of looking. Look first, measure twice, cut once, nothing count about it. Looks like speed, not a slow man, and I'm not a fast one. Just a man who isn't redoing. Some man who isn't redoing. Slow hands finishing before the fast ones. Everything he did once, the rest did it 3 times. Nobody counts the redo, and the redo is the whole job. Face beneath the plywood floor, man, even move less, look longer, and never cut twice. That's the only speed that's free. Some hums low through an unfinished frame. Low and steady, playing it played. Feel the whole side slow again. I run a shop now, and I hire for that specifically. It's the hardest thing to interview for and the most valuable. I ask them to do one small task and I watch their hands, not the result, the hands. Whether they stop before they commit, can't teach it fast, can teach it. Takes about 2 years. Everyone I've kept for 2 years is still with me. And if you feel behind because everybody's moving faster, watch what they're moving, count the number of times they redo it. Most speed is redo, most rush is repair. Look a thing for 4 extra seconds before you commit. You'll finish earlier, it'll feel slower, isn't? Hands moving slower, coming out right. Everything I do once has outlasted everything I've rushed. Nobody watching thinks I'm fast, and the job's coming on time. Face beneath the workbench, patient low, 4 extra seconds, and then 1 clean cut. That's the only trade I love. He'd be about 90 now, I still measure the way did.